Hello, my dear students. Today we shall learn the further part of issue of shares. So, in previous class, we studied the introduction part to the third chapter. Then we studied the types of or classification of various share capital, where we studied authorized capital, issued and unissued capital, subscribed and unsubscribed capital, called up and uncalled capital, and paid up capital. So now in today's class we shall study the further part. So let's start. A company may need capital to start a new job, a new project, or to expand or diversify its existing business or to repay its old debts. So, why a company needs capital or why a company needs funds? So, company needs the fund to start a new project or to start a new business or to expand its existing business or to diversify its existing business or to repay its old debts, that is whatever borrowings it has done. In order to repay those borrowings, funds are required by the company. Okay, it can raise funds by taking loans or by issuing shares, debentures, bonds, etc. Now, how the funds can be raised, this we studied in the second lesson, sources of finance, where owned funds and borrowed funds are used. So, a company can raise the funds either by taking the loans or by issuing the shares and debentures. In case a company wants to raise capital by selling shares, it can issue preference shares and equity shares. Now, if a company wants to raise the capital in the form of shares, then two types of shares it can issue. They are preference shares and equity shares. Now let's study the types of shares the types of issue of shares, which is mainly divided into four main types. The issue of shares, types of issue of shares is mainly divided into four main types and they are subdivided into various types. So let's see what are the types and subtypes. So methods of issue of shares. So the four main methods of issue of shares are public offer, then second one is existing equity shareholders, then third one is existing employees, and fourth one is private placement. So these are the four main methods of issuing the shares. And again under these four methods, it is again divided into sub methods, like the public offer is divided into IPO and FPO. So IPO stands for initial public offer and FPO stands for further public offer. Coming to second one, existing equity shareholders, it has again two subtypes. First one is rights issue and second one is bonus issue. Then third one is existing employees. This existing employees again is divided into four main types. It is ESOS. All these full form I will tell you in the further part. Okay. Second is ESPS. Then third one is SARS, SARS, and fourth one is sweat equity. And fourth type is private placement. In this private placement, it is subdivided into two types, that is right issue and second one is preferential allotment. So all these methods we are going to study one by one. Okay, so let's start with the first method, that is public offer. Now what do you mean by public offer? So also known as public issue, which refers to offering the shares to the public. So public offer is also known as public issue. Meaning of public offer is very simple. Offering the shares to the general public is nothing but public offer. This is the most common method used by the companies. The company invites the public to subscribe for its shares by issuing prospectus. So how this issue of shares is done in this method? Through issuing prospectus. Now prospectus means what? It is nothing but the invitation which is prepared by the company and given to the general public to issue their shares. So here in public offer, shares are offered to the general public by the company through issue of prospectus. A company can use two types of public offer. I told you each type of method or each method to issue the shares is again having sub methods. Yes, so in public offer two methods are available. First one is IPO, that is initial public offer, and second one is FPO, that is further public offer. So now we'll see what do you mean by IPO and FPO. So coming to IPO. So IPO stands for Initial Public Offer. It refers to offering the shares in the beginning, that is for the first time to the public for subscription by issue of prospectus. So here the word I stands for initial. Initial means what? Starting or beginning. So IPO is nothing but issuing the shares for the first time by the company. That is when a new company is established, when it issues the shares to the general public for the first time, it is called as initial public offer. And how it is issued? Again, it is issued with the help of prospectus. Okay. Next, private company offers privately, but public company makes an appeal to general public by issuing prospectus. Now here two types of companies are available, private company and public company. Private company may issue prospectus or may not issue prospectus. But if it is a public company, it is compulsory for a public company to issue the prospectus. That is, invitation is must and should given by the company to the shareholders. Prospectus is an invitation to the public to invest in the shares of the company. As I told, prospectus is nothing but it is an invitation. This invitation is prepared by the company and it is given to the general public for issuing the shares. Now, what all this prospectus contains? It contains detailed information about the company. So, what all the prospectus contains? It contains details of the company. About what? The company's projects, the company's shares, along with application attached to it for applying of shares for the investors. So, in detail, about the company, everything is mentioned in the prospectus, and along with this prospectus one application form is also given by the company. That application form is to be filled by the interested investors, means the investors who want to invest in the company, they have to fill that application form. This application form is usually attached with the prospectus and given to the investors. A company can make IPO through fixed price issue method or book building method. So this IPO, that is initial public offering, is done or it is done by the company by applying two methods. Which are those two methods? Fixed price issue method or book building method. Both these types are applicable to make a initial public offering. Okay. So this is relating to your first type of public offer, that is initial public offer. Now second one is your FPO. So it stands for further public offer or follow on public offer. So FPO stands for further public offer or follow on public offer. Now what do you mean by this FPO? When a company issues the shares to the public After an IPO, it is called as FPO. So in IPO, what did I tell you? IPO is nothing but issuing the shares by the company for the first time. But FPO, it is not for the first time. Once the shares are issued for the first time, again and again when the company issues the shares for the second time, third time, fourth time, that is called as your FPO, that is further public offer. Thus, every issue of shares by a listed company after its IPO is called as FPO. FPO leads to an increase in the subscribed capital of the company. So, in simple, IPO means what? Offering made by the company for the first time. But FPO means what? After IPO, again and again, when the company needs the capital, it has to make an FPO, that is further public offer. Fine. Now, which are the two pricing methods used for public offer? In the previous slide, I told you IPO and FPO can be issued through the two methods. They are fixed price issue method and book building method. So, let's see what do you mean by these two pricing methods. Hope till here you have understood. Yes. So, next is fixed price issue method. Now, as the name itself says here, fixed price issue method means here the price remains fixed or it remains constant. So, in this method, the company states in its prospectus the quantity and the price at which shares are offered to the public. So, what all is mentioned in this method? In this method, the quantity of shares means how many shares are issued by the company, quantity is mentioned, and also price of each share is mentioned before offering to the public. The subscribers or investors are asked to pay a certain portion of face value of shares or entire issue price along with application. Here, company gives a option to the investors. What is that option? If shares are purchased by the investor or if shares are purchased by the subscriber, that investor can either pay a certain portion of amount, that is a certain part of amount he can pay, or else he can pay the full amount. This option is given by the company. And once the subscription period comes to an end, the company comes to know the demand of its share. Subscription period means what? The company has to announce that offering will be done for 10 days or for 1 month time period company is going to offer the shares. So this 1 month is termed as your subscription period. Within this 1 month, just an example I am giving you of 1 month. So within this 1 month, interested investors can apply for the shares. It is not compulsory. Company should give only 1 month. Just for your understanding purpose, I gave you the example of 1 month. So subscription period means it is the period within which the investors have to subscribe for the shares of the company. Company can issue the shares at par or premium or discount. So this par means what? When face value is equal to your market value, then it is called as your par value. Premium means what? When shares are issued more than their face value. And discount means when shares are issued less than their face value. So these shares are issued either at a par, or they are issued at premium, or they are issued at discount price. This method is used for all types of issue of shares. So this fixed price issue method is the common method which is used by the company for issuing all the types of the shares. Okay. Coming to the second method, that is book building method. Now, what is this book building method? Under this method, the company determines the number of shares and the issue price at which its shares will be sold by bidding process. Now here a new term you are going to study, that is bidding. Bidding is nothing but auctioning. I hope you know what do you mean by auctioning. The best example is of your IPL players, how they are auctioned or how the players are bidded. Fine. Hope you remember this. Okay. So auctioning is nothing but your bidding. So here shares are sold by using bidding method. Now how this process goes on? The company issues a red herring prospectus which contains price range or price band and asks the investors to bid on it. Now this red herring prospectus, in your 11th standard I had explained you the various types of prospectus. In that the one type of prospectus was red herring prospectus. So what does this red herring prospectus includes? It includes the price range. Price range means what? The range of the price of the shares, means within what range the shares are to be auctioned. For example, if the range is from rupees 10 to rupees 100, just an example I am giving you. If the company decides that the range of the shares will be from rupees 10 to rupees 100, then the investors should bid the shares within rupees 10 to rupees 100 only. They cannot go more than 100 or they cannot go less than rupees 10. So that is nothing but your price range or price band, and ask the investors to bid on it. Now here three types of price are available. The highest price is called as cap price or ceiling price. Now I told you example of rupees 10 to rupees 100. Now which is the highest price here? Highest will be rupees 100. If the share is bidded for rupees 100, so 100 is the maximum price. Yes, so this 100 rupees is known as your cap price. Yes. Now, while the lower end of the price range is called as floor price. Now, the range given is rupees 10 to rupees 100. Now, if any investor bids the share for rupees 12, yes, lowest price band is rupees 10 to rupees 100. But the bidding process is going on, and in this bid, a shareholder bids the lowest price for rupees 12. So this price of rupees 12 is known as floor price. Floor price means it is the lower end of the price range. And the final price at which shares are offered to the investors, it is called as cutoff price. So cutoff price is the final price which is paid by the investors. Means at the final, whatever price is fixed between the price range, that price is known as your cutoff price. So three types of price are available. Cap price, that is your highest price. Then comes floor price, that is your lower price. And the final price which is fixed is known as your cutoff price. Okay. Investors can bid any number of shares that they are willing to buy at any price within the price range. Now here certain conditions are there when shares are to be issued under book building method. What are those conditions? Investors can bid any number of shares. Any number of shares they can bid. They can bid 100 shares, 1000 shares, 20 shares, 30 shares. Like this, there is no limitation. They can bid on any number of shares that they are willing to buy. For example, if I am willing to buy 100 shares of ABC company, yes, then I can bid 100 shares at any price within the price range. Now I can bid 100 shares at any price within the price range. Within the price range only I should bid. Means what? If the company says that the price range or the price band is rupees 15, that is between rupees 15 to rupees 120. Okay, this is just example for your understanding purpose. If the company says the price range is from rupees 15 to rupees 120, then I have to bid my 100 shares within this price range only. So within 15 to rupees 120, I can bid for my shares. Okay. Bidding is kept open for 5 days. So when the company announces this bidding process is kept open for a period of 5 days. The bids along with the application money is to be submitted to the lead merchant bankers called as book runners. Now here, once the bidding process is completed, the application money along with the application is to be submitted to the particular banker. Company will tell its bank name. So we have to contact, as an investor, we have to submit our application money as well as application with the bank. Once bidding is over, company fixes the cutoff price based on the highest or best price at which all shares on offer can be sold. So once the bidding process is over, company fixes the cutoff price based on the highest or the best price. So if a person bids at the highest range, that is, now the I told you the example of price range between rupees 15 to rupees 120, and if one investor is ready to bid at rupees 120, so this 120 rupees is considered as the highest price or it is considered as the best price, and shares will be sold to that person who bids the highest range. This method is used for both IPO and FPO. So both this fixed price issue method as well as book building method is used for issuing the shares for initial public offer as well as for further public offer. Fine. So this is relating to your book building method. So what we studied? We studied the first type of first type of issue of share method. In that we studied the first type, public offer. In public offer, there are mainly two types of public offer, IPO and FPO. IPO stands for initial public offer, where offering of the share is made for the first time, and FPO stands for further public offer, where offer is made for the second time, third time, and etc. Okay, and this IPO and FPO is issued by using two methods, that is fixed price issue method and second one is your book building method. Okay, so let's stop here today. In the next video we will continue with the further part. Fine, thank you.